All right, so let's do a quick review as to all the things we did on our Welcome Back Monday, December 2nd. And there's our to-do list. We updated this. You'll have to get this from the electronic notebook, but we talked about all the work that we did before break. And then we took a look at our cover sheet. 93 did not have much more than genetics unit, but over the break I added that we're going to be looking at a lot of vocabulary and 2 very important tools. And then I'm going to give you some big ideas. So these are the types of questions I could ask you for a written response to on an exam. So you can fill this in when you have time at home. Then we took a look at all of our vocabulary on 94. Your vocabulary probably looks a little bit more like this than my incomplete vocabulary. And our 95 were some notes that we took the Tuesday and Wednesday before break. And then we added a little bit of detail. We put our coin flipping, the genetics of parenthood task. This is the Friday before break, and if you're not sure what this is, please do look in Canvas at the agenda for Friday before break, and then look in the assignments, and you'll see a very nice, clear explanation of what this is all about. But we mounted it down, and then we wrote that you have a random collection of traits. So from this biological mom, we flipped a coin to see if we went with the large or the small allele. From this biological dad, again, we flipped that coin to see what the child's genotype would be. And that same thing with you. The traits that you got were completely randomly selected by chance. Then we went ahead and started looking at our classmates. We looked at some human traits as we've done before, but we then used these traits in order to complete this task. So we started off with, did you have dimples when you laughed? And I don't, so I had the 2 little allele. And then, can you roll your tongue? Can you, when you cross your hands, which thumb goes up? And so basically we collected 7 details about traits, and my number was 33. And then I went around the classroom and I asked everybody what their numbers were. And we saw that there was quite a variety of numbers from student to student. This is period 4s. It looked like they didn't have any numbers in this bracket. However, they had numbers throughout the other 3 quadrants. And period 2 had a pretty nice distribution as well. So the purpose of this task was to remind ourselves that we all, though we're all humans, and in this particular classroom, a pretty tight age group of humans, all of you individuals have variations, and this variation makes the species strong. So we wrote a little blurb up on top, and you'll need to do the exact same thing, and then we moved on to the very next task. The very next task, was practicing Mendel's genetics. So Mendel talked about his complete dominance as far as traits. Traits either had this or that version of the trait, or alleles. They were either, let's see, we have rounded or wrinkled. Seeds were either yellow or green. Flowers were purple or white. It was a very, very 2-sided kind of binary system. And that worked for a really long time. And we called this complete dominance. However, with his study, he was able to come up with 3 very important rules of genetics, which is the reason why we call him the father of genetics. And so we wrote these pieces down, and tomorrow, Tuesday in class, we'll actually get the names of these 3 laws. The last thing that we did was we took a look up on the whiteboard, and I told students that since Mendel's time, we figured out some pretty fabulous stuff. So we talked about some examples. One of the examples is multiple alleles, and you'll find that with your blood type. There's not just a big A and a little a. There's actually A's, B's, and O's. Then there's also incomplete dominance. And there is codominance. And of course, there are traits that are linked to your sex chromosomes, just the X or just the Y of your sex chromosomes. We'll only study the X-linked chromosome, so we keep everybody in the conversation, male and female. But take a look at this, and there is a copy of this posted up in your Canvas course and attached to your agenda as well. We will start here tomorrow. Have a great night.